Namaskar, Joy Jagannath. Welcome to Lakshmi Learning. Today we will discuss about 30 English Pedagogy MCQs for CTET, which is most important. Let's start. Most of our working time goes in which language skill? The answer will be what? Listening, speaking, writing or reading. The answer is speaking, because speaking is a productive skill and it doesn't need any rules or regulations, and illiterate people can also speak while walking. So it is a productive skill and the answer is speaking. Intensive reading involves reading this text with detailed information. Intensive reading is a close reading. So the answer will be shorter text. Intensive reading refers to the reading to the shorter text for detailed information, which is emphasis of specific understanding. So the answer will be shorter. The information which is transferred to the receiver has to be interpreted is called, when something from a code is received by one receptor or one receiver, then it is called as coding to decoding. The answer is decoding. The most effective tool to assess the values and attitudes of learners is known as portfolio. So, what is portfolio? Portfolio is a systematic collection of a student's work which shows the growth over time. A student's academic growth, a student's extracurricular growth in a systematic way. So, portfolio assessment helps to assess the learner's attitude and values in an effective ways. Understood? As an English teacher, after completing a chapter from the textbook, ask questions based on the text to what? Attract students' attention, know their comprehension, keep students busy, maintain class discipline. Listen, for a student's attraction and to make them busy and maintain class discipline, there are many other ways. But for to know their comprehension, there is only way to ask question about the chapter. So the answer is know their comprehension. What is communication without the word? Telepathy, sign language. There is no communication without word. Non-verbal communication. A communication with word and writing is known as verbal communication, and without word like gesture, any sign or any gesture is known as non-verbal communication. As a sympathetic listener, you should consider the message from the point of view of what? Yourself, speaker, audience, others. When a receiver or a receptor think herself or himself as a speaker, then he is known as sympathetic listener. So the answer is speaker, which is not a language skill. We know L, S, R, W are 4 language skill. Those are listening, speaking, reading and writing. So here hearing is not the language skill, which is not a guiding principle of NCF. Connecting knowledge to life outside the school, right? Ensuring children providing job opportunity, no. Ensuring learning shifted away from the rote methods to meaningful learning, yes. Making examination more flexible, right? So that both teacher and learner cannot be restricted or pressurized for exam. So the answer is what? Ensuring children providing job opportunity. Reading stories, novels, comics and cartoon facilitates which reading? Intensive, extensive, loud, shadow. And the answer will be extensive, because intensive reading is short or close reading. According to language teaching experts, the early education of a child should be in what? First language, which is acquired, which is natural environment, which is subconsciously, and there are no systematic way for first language. So it will be the first language, which is early education of a child. In continuous comprehensive evaluation, the teacher tries this. Find out to what extent the learning objectives are achieved, make the learner assess the teacher, identify the special needs of the learner in a group, make the learner by cramming learning. So the answer is find out to what extent the learning objectives are achieved. Teaching English in India as a second language has been important and inevitable since English is a link and international language. Both English is a both national and international language, and we can call it is a connecting language outside and inside India. The alphabetic method, the phonic method, the word method, and the sentence method are associated with listening no, speaking no, phonic, word, sentence. These are related to reading. So the answer is reading. Summarizing, note making, reporting. Note making, summarizing, reporting, these are related to writing. Answer is writing. Holistic evaluation of learners is done by unit end evaluation, term end evaluation, CCE, month end evaluation. The answer is CCE. The right of children to free and compulsory education was made in the year 2009. What step does a teacher have to undertake to facilitate reading the habit of a learner? Reading newspaper, right. Library reading, right. Picture and mapping, map reading or mapping, right. So the answer is all of the above. The right of children to free and compulsory education came into force, both made and forced in year 2009. Effective learning takes place when the learners are passive, no, quiet, no, interactive or good at preparing for the examination. And a quiet and passive learner can also prepare good for exam. But for a effective learning, learner should be interactive. Both teacher and learner should be interact to each other so that it can be a effective learning. Learning a language means learning all the skills of language, learning and using language skills in appropriate situation, learning to speak fluently in public, writing good books in that language. The answer is learning and using language skills in appropriate situations. In order to assess the all-round development of a learner, a teacher has to take the help of unit and evaluation, no. Term and evaluation, no. Month and evaluation, no. The best way is continuous and comprehensive evaluation or CCE. The best time to learn a second language is early childhood, because in early childhood or 0 to 6 year, according to Noam Chomsky, the LAD or language acquisition device is most active, which is weakens with age. So early childhood is the best time to learn a second language in systematic or consciously. Verbal communication meaning what? Sending a message in words including writing, informal communication, limited message or actual word. The answer is words including writing. Meta-linguistic awareness this is most important. The ability to think and talk about language, the ability to connect the distinctive sounds in words to letters, understanding of the mapping principles between sounds and meaning, the ability to recognizing writing from other visual marks. So the answer is the ability to think and talk about language. This is most important. Which skills are receptive? We know speaking is always productive. So speaking it, these are cancelled. The answer is listening and reading or reading and writing. Answer is reading and listening, which always receives from other. The following statements that are true about language is: all language use essentially the same number of sound. No. All native speakers of a language learn the basic rules of grammar in school. No. While the different language may use different phonemes. No. So the answer is none of the above, because these are all are not true about language. Grammar translation method stresses on fluency, accuracy, listening skill, appropriateness. We know that grammar translation method is a old method or traditional method. So it focuses on listening, where the learners are passive and teachers are active. Children can best learn a language when they have dash good textbook, inhibition, motivation, proficient English teacher. The answer is motivation, because motivation is the prerequisite or NH to language. Motivation is the NH to language learning. Study of meaning in language is semantic, syntax, morphology, linguistic. The answer is semantic and important. This is very important. So, here are 30 questions we have discussed today. In next class, we will discuss pedagogy MCQ. This is English or language MCQ. In next class, we will discuss about pedagogy MCQs. Thank you.